Yes, ma'am, we are live now. You can start.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. A very, very warm welcome to yet another empowering edition of the Vibe Live, a Hexalog. As you can see, today we have the wonderful Dr. Farah Ingley with us. I don't have words, but I'm going to introduce her, have the privilege to introduce her today. So, let me begin by saying, welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the Vibe Live Hexalog.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for having me here. Yeah.
Talking about the Vibe. The Vibe stands for Women Inspire, Build, and Enhance. This is a platform that is dedicated to fostering women's excellence, brings together women doctors from diverse specialties who share knowledge, leadership experiences, and personal journeys that inspire both growth as well as collaboration. There are four fundamental pillars that form the Vibe: physical well being, mental health, financial wisdom, and professional excellence. Through its various initiatives, the Vibe strives to create a strong community of women professionals who uplift one another and redefine the landscape of healthcare leadership. I'm Dr. Ritu Johari, consultant diabetologist and metabolic expert practicing in western suburbs of Mumbai. With a unique diverse background with decade and a half spent in pharma and last half a decade treating diabetes, thyroid, and obesity. Besides clinical practice, I also contribute to research and medical writing as co founder of RFEC, which is a medical marketing agency. But what brings me utmost pleasure in sharing is introduction of this exclusive platform, which is the Vibe, which is just one of its kind platform with wonderful five women that target fostering women excellence. I'm blessed to be complemented by my husband, who's an orthopedic surgeon, and our family feels complete with a teen son and a toddler daughter. With that, let me introduce you to our team vibe. Dr. Lotika, over to you for your introduction.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Farah, and welcome today to our Vibe Live Hexalog. I am Dr. Lotika Purohit, a diabetologist and lifestyle medicine physician practicing in Colaba since the last 3 decades. I'm also visiting faculty at the JJ Group of Hospitals and have been associated with the Research Society for Study of Diabetology in India. Currently, I'm part of the National Executive Committee. Besides that, I'm the mother to an artist and an entrepreneur. And I'm partnered by my husband, Dr. Suresh, who's also popularly known as the sugar doctor. But we look forward every Wednesday afternoon to this initiative for the last 9-10 months or so, wherein we invite a star woman achiever, a physician who has done a lot and overcome a lot of challenges to share, to have some meaningful conversations and share the stories that we have. I hand over to Dr. Rukaiya for her introduction.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Dr. Rukia Surya Sheikh. I'm a diabetes, thyroid, and an obesity specialist. I practice in Mulund for the last 15 years. And what I like most about medicine, that it's not just about treating numbers, it's about understanding people and being a part of their journey. Beyond the clinic, I'm a wife to a medical oncologist and a proud mother of two daughters. And I also believe in practicing what I preach. I love to work out. I love playing carom, traveling, enjoying this great company, and meaningful conversations. Recently, I've discovered the joy of painting, and it brings little color and calm to the chaos of daily life. I'm delighted to be here today, and I look forward to learn, to share, and grow with all of you. Over to you, Dr. Kavita, for your introduction.
Thanks, Dr. Rukia. Good afternoon, ma'am. Namaskar, everyone. I'm Dr. Kavita Rane. I've been practicing at Chembur at Rani Hospital for the past 15 plus years in the field of diabetes and obesity. I run the hospital with my father, Dr. Sandeep Rane. I'm the director of operations at Rani Hospital and also the founder of Diabetes Total, which is my own clinic at Rani Hospital, Apollo Spectra, and in Lux General Charitable Hospital. Apart from diabetes, I love art in any form, may it be music such as EDM or abstract art. I love visiting art galleries. I've had an exhibition at Jahangir Art Gallery. And I love these Wednesday Vibe Lives with my girls right here on the screen. whether rain, sunshine, they're all here with me. And I love interacting with staff speakers like you. So welcome, ma'am. Over to Dr. Pranjali.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kavita. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Dr. Pranjali Shah,
Mhm.
Director and Chief Diabetologist at ACT Diabetes Clinic. I also handle internal operations at iHeal, which is led by my husband. He's a cornea transplant surgeon. Apart from treating young diabetics and help them live longer and stronger, I believe in community awareness. So we do a lot of community awareness camps in central Mumbai and screen more than 30,000 patients or people across Mulund and other areas. But if you don't find me in my clinic, you will see me on weekends hiking, doing farming, playing in animal shelters with my boys. So those are my hobbies, and definitely we look forward for the Wednesdays for learning like leaders from you, ma'am. Over to you, Dr. Ritu, for your intro. Yeah.
So thank you so much, everyone, for this wonderful, introductions, round of introductions. And ma'am, I just want to say that, some careers, and this is for our audience, some careers are truly measured by the years that they spent on, but others are measured by the lives transformed. For Dr. Farah Ingle, over 3 decades and above, Dr. Farah has exemplified clinical excellence, compassionate care, academic leadership, and an unwavering commitment to empowering women in medicine. Yes, you heard it right, empowering women in medicine. A physician, a teacher, researcher, and a mentor. She's a woman whose legacy extends far beyond the white coat. And that's why you can see the topic of today has been chosen as per her merit. The woman who turned experience into excellence and excellence into a legacy of lifting women. It is indeed our privilege to welcome Dr. Farah Ingle, ma'am, to the Vibe Live Hexalog. Welcome, ma'am. And a quick question to you. How did you feel when you were invited to the Vibe Live platform?
So actually, when Dr. Lutika called me, I went into another vibe altogether, but that was only momentarily. Then
I think my internet just got stalled. No problem. But while we wait, doctor, for the
a
audience,
grassroots worker,
yeah,
I'm just doing my job with so far to achieve. I am really thankful to you all for inviting me on this platform. It's a pleasure to be here.
thank you so much, ma'am. That's so sweet of you.
Thank you.
So without further ado, for the dear audience, may we go on with the program. Dr. Rukia, over to you for the next side, for the first segment.
So, ma'am, my segment is about the making of Dr. Farah Ingle. Your journey, your inspiration, and the defining moments of your journey. So, ma'am, you have completed 36 years in medicine. So, what originally inspired you to become the physician, and how has that purpose evolved over the years? Hello. Hello.
Hello. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, your voice had gone in between.
Okay. Should
I
I
couldn't hear
repeat?
you.
Yeah.
Please, if
Okay.
you can, because I couldn't hear anything you
Sure,
said.
sure, ma'am. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, you have completed 36 years in medicine. So,
Mhm.
what originally inspired you to become a physician, and how has that purpose evolved over the years?
Yeah. So if you begin with, I can begin my story right from my school days, if you say, because
Okay.
I was a rank holder throughout, and
Hmm.
biology was my most favorite subject. I used to score out of marks in biology, and that is how even my teachers used to then call me a future doctor of medicine. And then
Okay.
secondly, my parents, I come from a background of academicians. My parents both were on highest of positions in academics, and they also, like, we used to talk academics at home, and they were from the subject basically was zoology. They were professors in that. They were head of departments. They had the highest qualification at the time, that was PhD. And it was actually, they had also actually, ingrained me that I should become a doctor later on. I would be fit and I would serve the community better being a doctor. And because I had that marks, and at that time it was like the rank holders used to either choose medicine or used to choose engineering. Because
Right.
my favorite subject was biology, I came into medicine. And then as the years passed by and as I completed my MBBS, our PG seat allotments used to be on the basis of the marks of MBBS, third MBBS. We did not have entrance exams that time. And I was a rank holder, I was in merit, and I was getting all the subjects, almost all the subjects. And being a lady, everyone thought that I would be joining gynecology. But then I found medicine more challenging. It is like what you see is not what it is. So medicine was my subject. Whatever it was, I wanted to take medicine. I wanted to explore. I wanted to dive deep inside, come to diagnose something and treat the patient accordingly. So I chose a difficult, a more challenging path, and that was medicine. Actually, everyone in my family before me, everyone, though they are all academicians, nobody was in the medicine field. They were engineers, they were professors, and somehow, like I also wanted, and one was my family doctor, a very kind doctor, very senior doctor. So when we used to go to him, the way he used to treat his patient with compassion, he was so kind, he was so gentle, he used to treat his patients with compassion. And the way he used to treat patients used to talk there outside his clinic that after meeting him, half of our illness is all gone. And he was so much respected. So that is how also I liked being I liked and thought of being a doctor in future, and that is how I came to medicine.
Wonderful, ma'am. The strong foundation at home about academics and inspired by the society around you.
Yes.
I think you're so amazing. Wonderful. So, ma'am, after graduating in medicine and then training into critical care and diabetes, which
Yes.
experiences have most strongly shaped the doctor you are today? Anything, any case or anything that you feel that, okay, this was something which.
Yeah. So after completing medicine, we went to the US in Boston to do our further. Actually, because when I passed MD medicine, there was no super specialty seats in Aurangabad from where I did my graduation and post graduation. We had
Okay.
to either move to Mumbai or to Pune, and at that time there were only one or two seats in each subject for post graduation. And being a girl to stay at a new place where there are no relatives, there were limitations. So I stopped at that. I did not come to do any super specialization in the state. And then we went out for fellowship. I did my fellowship in critical care that time from Boston, and my husband did his MRCP in nephrology. Then when we came back, I joined Hinduja. I was in the ICU for 4 years. I started liking Hinduja. It's a nice place to work. I still miss and I regret leaving Hinduja because it was an all academic, and when people around were so good, they were all encouraging, and we used to get most of the challenging cases over there. And I started, like, I got involved completely, and I used to see good outcomes, and that kept me elated, and I really liked it. But then one day it so happened that when the purpose we shifted to Navi Mumbai was there was only one private hospital in Navi Mumbai, MGM Hospital, the owners of which are actually known to us for a long time. They are also from a native place, that is Aurangabad, and they came to visit us in Hinduja, and they had actually wanted to actually wanted us to join MGM. They wanted to start the dialysis unit because there was no dialysis machine in Navi Mumbai, and they wanted us to serve the people of Navi Mumbai staying in their institution. Then we discussed at home, and because we knew those people very well, we shifted to Navi Mumbai. And it so happened at that time that my husband joined MGM, and at that time, Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation Hospital was about to start. That is called as the first referral unit. That also started at that time. And I had an offer from FRU, that is first referral unit. So my parents, like his parents, also were okay in me joining MGM. But my parents, because they were into the service And according to them, like it would be a new beginning to us. And everyone is not sure how they will do in practice. So my parents, they said that, okay, if he is joining a private institute, you better join a government institute, because at least you will get some fixed pay and you can manage. Like, because we were of the opinion that we will do everything on our own. We had not wanted to trouble our parents for anything. So that is how then I took up a job of a medical officer in medicine in Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation Hospital, because it was a non-teaching hospital. So instead of a position of a physician, it was a position of a medical officer. So that is how we shifted here. And then, but at that time, there was nothing called as intensivist. There was no concept of intensivist over here. So I could not continue being an intensivist over here. I had to join in medicine because that was the opportunity I had, and there was no option. But then finally, when I started managing patients, in my OPD, I started seeing so many of diabetic patients coming in. And every day the numbers are growing. We all know, all of you are practicing diabetology. So every day I used to come across so many diabetes patients, uncontrolled diabetes with complications. And then when I started examining the patients, when I started prescribing medications to the patients, started counseling them, I could see the difference actually. If you spend time with the patient, if you examine the patient correctly, diagnose the patient properly, treat the patient properly, you can see the difference. Sugars coming under control, complications rates coming down, patients in an altogether jovial mood, enjoying life. So that is how then I started concentrating on my practice for diabetology, and I started liking diabetes. At present, actually, I'm working both as a physician as well as a diabetologist.
Wow, ma'am, what a journey it has been. Absolutely incredible. Like from the most prestigious Hinduja to going back to a referral unit and then building up your own private practice, it has been quite a journey. And yes, we do like some things, but we do take decisions in life because of the
Yeah.
circumstances that we are put in.
True.
Ma'am, since your student years, you've received several academic distinctions. And what habits and mentors or personal qualities that have helped you to maintain such high standards?
Yeah, if you say, I was always a hardworking student right from my school days, and I continued to be a hardworking student in my graduate and postgraduate days. Then I was sincere in my work. Hard work definitely counts. And if you go for mentorship, actually, all my teachers were so good, very nice, and they were very helpful. So if I can name one mentor, it is my postgraduate teacher under whom I did the thesis of my medicine. She is a lady by herself, very charming, very knowledgeable, very helpful. She mentored me so much, and I really pay the respects of her being the mentor in my life. So actually, hard work counts, and you have to actually get involved in the patient management, and sincerity counts, and the yearn to learn. Every time you are a learner, whatever wherever you are, you still will remain a learner. So if you have that in you to learn good things, that inquisitiveness, then you can go ahead. And everything put down together, not one quality. It is a mix and match of everything. You have to be at every level.
I think there is some glitch.
I think her internet is acting up, so just wait for her to
Hello?
get back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
And
ma'am, we are back.
yeah, actually, again, the connection was lost. So I couldn't interact with you.
So, ma'am,
So
you
if
were
you
telling
ask,
us about your
yeah,
mentor.
yeah. So yeah, I think you couldn't hear what I said. So I will go back to that. If you talk about the mentor, there are many mentors for me, if you say so. But then the one are my PG teacher. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So talking about the mentor, It is my postgraduate teacher, Dr. Mangala Borkar, who actually she was a very charming, very high quality academician, I can say, and overall a very good person by nature who used to encourage me. She was my PG teacher, so every time she used to like she was very approachable, she was very helpful, and she used to discuss academics wherever we were in the wards, outside the ward, and not only academics. She used to like overall she used to be with us like a friend instead of being a teacher. And then those qualities of her staying with her, I could imbibe. That is why I consider her as my mentor. And she's still active today also. She's still practicing so actively and she's still in touch with me. So that is what I give the most of preference to her. Like, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for letting us know
Yeah.
your journey, right from how you got into it to how your experiences were. It was wonderful listening to your story. And yes, hard work and sincerity are the things that take you a long way. Uh, and always being a learner at heart. Over to you, Dr. Kavita, for your segment.
Thanks, Dr. Rukia. So, ma'am, it has been amazing listening to your story and your journey. Good afternoon and welcome to this
Good
platform. And we're
afternoon.
so excited to have you
Thank
here
you so much
and
again.
learn from
Thank
you.
you.
So, this second section is about clinical excellence beyond the textbook. So, as a consultant physician and diabetologist, how do you approach patients who present with several interconnected problems rather than a single diagnosis?
Hmm. So I take each patient at a time and I start from the very beginning. I give due importance to history taking, which actually, according to me, it's not only like you just don't go directly for the investigations and come to a diagnosis, which is a wrong way of exploring the patient or diagnosing a patient. So I start with history taking. I go for a detailed history taking as we were taught in our MBBS days. I follow that still. I go for history taking in detail. I examine the patient. I examine the patient overall, like every system I examine, even if the patient had come with one complaint, which belongs to one system, I examine the patient as a whole. Then I also counsel, I discuss with the patient. I discuss everything with the patient. I give that much time to the patient. I actually, when the patient enters my cabin, I greet them warmly. I respect them. I make them comfortable. I offer them my chair. And then I start my conversations with them with history taking, with general examination, with systemic examination. Then, after I do my examination, I discuss with them the possibilities that can be. Because what we were taught in our MBBS days was after history taking, you should come to a probable diagnosis. Then you will get the final diagnosis after investigations, like pinpoint to a diagnosis after the investigation. Then I discuss with them the probabilities. And what I had seen is if you devote time and if you explain them properly in their own language, then they do understand you and they will follow whatever you tell them to. And accordingly, then we proceed for investigations. And accordingly, I manage after diagnosing it finally. And that's how I
Very
do.
Very true, ma'am. That is a very detailed description of stepwise going through the whole history. That's amazing, ma'am. So your experience spans over internal medicine, critical care, and diabetes. How has critical
Yes.
care training influenced the way you assess and manage high-risk patients?
So it had made me more stronger and it had made me more knowledgeable because critical care is one branch where you get all the serious patients with multi-organ system involvement,
Yeah.
all complex cases. And then when I was in a corporate hospital in Hinduja, we used to get referrals. We used to get referrals from different places where patient had already been admitted somewhere, patient had already received treatment somewhere because the patient was not getting better. Most of them used to then shift the patient to Hinduja. And by that time, what happens is when the patient is not is partially treated or after the medications, it is really challenging because most of the times you don't get all the reports right because it's
Yeah.
partially treated. So maybe like cultures you may not get. You may not get
Yeah.
all the reports and the
Yeah.
medications do influence your reports. So it was challenging, but still we used to work up in Hinduja. I learned. I was with Dr. Arshit Thekre at that time. He's
Great.
also so like the kind of a person he is actually thorough gentleman, great academician. He also follows the same, like he examines he gives time to every patient, he explores every aspect. Then we go for investigations and treatment. So that there I came to know the importance of doing further high level or high end investigation. Sometimes it is required because you may not get everything in the first level of investigation. And the procedures I learned how to manage the patient. Like then that time central line had just been introduced. There was no concept of that time. So then we started doing the procedures, and then the ventilator management in patients who are in respiratory failure. So all these things I learned, and then seeing the response, like after giving the patient the right treatment at the right time. And also about antibiotics, antibiotic has to be given on the right time, in right doses, for right duration. Otherwise you don't get the proper what you want, you don't get the proper effect. In fact, you develop resistance to that antibiotic. So all these things I could learn at staying with Dr. Hebe, with Dr. Farad, who had just later joined when I was about to leave in Dujam. Dr. Bhuyan was there, all of them were there, and we used to actually practice medicine the way it should be, properly, ethically. We used to do that. And many things I learned in Hinduja, exactly how to
Very
manage
true.
a serious patient. Yeah.
Very true, ma'am. I mean, you have learned in great detail. It's the depth at which these doctors literally learn, teach, and pass on their knowledge. Like Dr. Ashil, for example, let me share a personal detail. He has treated my mother when she had a CVA 12 years ago, and my mom had a
Okay.
fever, and all these
I
cholesterol,
remember.
all these high-grade antibiotics were on, and he has literally gone down to zero and step by step reintroduced them. That is how he got to know which
Yeah.
was the culprit antibiotic, and that's when the fever
Yeah.
settled, ma'am. So I
Yeah.
really truly appreciate all of you guys and the work
Yeah.
that you do. So
Because
thank you very much.
that is true. Yeah, because all patients do not require that many
Yeah,
antibiotics. That also we should understand. It's
yeah,
just not writing
very,
antibiotics. That's not the right way to go. You
not
should
at all.
know what is the reason for starting that
Very
antibiotic.
true.
You should have the bug to know which antibiotic has
Very
to be
true.
given to that patient. And then
Yes.
unnecessary, sometimes it is antibiotic induced fever also. That can
Yeah,
also cause
antibiotic.
complications. So you have
Exactly.
to thoroughly evaluate the patient and then adjust the medications accordingly.
Very true, ma'am. So you co-authored this pioneering research on parenteral omega-3 fatty acids as a immunomodulator in renal failure with sepsis. So what led to this work, and what were its most important clinical implications?
So yeah, so actually I co-authored it with my husband actually, So
Ah,
it was an
wow.
immunomodulator, yeah. So
Yeah.
he was the one, I helped him out with the research, and we had published the paper also, and
Yeah.
we had found that it actually is a good immunomodulator, and in sepsis it played a large role. The patients were responding well, and we did a study. It
Mm.
was not a mega study to say, but we were able to publish that an immunomodulator in sepsis is real. It was actually at that time we had really good results with that, but we
Okay.
further did not continue studying that. It was a good study, but a short study, like you can say.
Mm.
But
Okay.
that was in
Okay.
sepsis we did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing, ma'am. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for this segment. Over to the next segment with Dr. Pranjali. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Kavita. And it was lovely listening to you, ma'am. And my next segment is about leadership. So we would like to have your
Okay.
practical mantras and your inputs for it's
Okay.
like a learning for all of us. So my next segment is
Okay.
about leadership, women in medicine and services. And ma'am, what inspired you to establish the First Lady Physician Association, and what professional challenges were women doctors they were facing at that time?
Yeah. So actually, this Lady Physician Association of Navi Mumbai was started by us about 16 years back. And at that time, when we shifted to Navi Mumbai was just a new settlement, and it was not actually, you can see there were not hardly any sectors, not many people. But then it was expanding faster. Many people were shifting into Navi Mumbai. When we started practice in Navi Mumbai, there were hardly like to name all over Navi Mumbai, we were only 30 of us. Okay, but then slowly, as the people started shifting to Navi Mumbai, and usually it is the youngsters who shift to new place to start the new practice. And then another 1 or 2 months when we used to meet, we used to see new faces. But then we were not aware of who these people, who these ladies were. And every time we used to see new faces getting added in the city as a practitioner in medicine. So one day, 3, 4 of us who are senior consultants, senior physicians at that time, we sat together and then we thought of forming a Navi Mumbai Lady Physician Association. It was just to gather everyone, to unite everyone, and to support those newer physicians, because newer physicians needs handholding, newer physicians needs help in clinical skills many times, may need academic advice when they begin their practice with, and also we wanted to empower them. That was one academic aspect, but also the other aspect was we should form a association so that at least once a month or twice, once in 2 months we can meet, maybe on academic platform, but that is how we will come to know. We can all share our views. We can actually, it is a safe space for the ladies, and then they can support each other. We can talk about our wellness, we can talk about our work life balance, and then they can also share their problems with us, whether it is academic, because as a lady we are doing 2 jobs at a time. Even if you're a working professional, the another job is you're a homemaker as well. Whatever you are on the field, when you go back, you are a wife, you are a mother, you are a sister, you're a daughter, and you have to, that is expected of you, to do the household chores, and you are supposed to do both jobs, and you're supposed to balance both, and it becomes difficult sometimes, especially if you are a beginner. So that is how we used to sit, chit chat, know each other, support each other in academics as well as on personal fields. And if you see, it is a male dominated society. There is gender bias wherever, at what level, maybe at smaller levels, maybe it's not visible many times, but it keeps happening. So it, for them, some of them used to get nervous, some of them used to get laid down. So we used to talk, we used to encourage them, and that is how, we used to bring them forth into the field. We used to just chat and advise each other. So that is how we said, let us all be together, support each other, come on a platform, keep meeting, discuss academics, and also enjoy. There should be some leisure times for girls alone. That is how we started this.
Amazing, ma'am.
And we
So,
used to meet once in 2 months or once a month. Yeah. Yeah,
nice.
tell me, please.
So, ma'am, the same what you were talking, we as we female doctors, we have a lot of responsibilities like families, hospitals, kids, so many
True.
things. So, how did you manage personally
Mhm.
about all the roles, and how did you navigate it, your personal issues?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, if you see, how did I manage? If I say that, I would definitely give this credit to my husband. My husband has been with me in thick and thin, in good times, bad times, whatever. But he was all throughout with me. So actually, because we are from Aurangabad, even he is from Aurangabad. His family was practicing in Aurangabad, and we too had gone abroad, and then we joined Hinduja because we wanted to do something extra which was not there in Aurangabad at that time, like fellowship. So he wanted to practice nephrology. That concept was not there in Aurangabad that time, the way it should be academically. And then ICU concept, as I said, had just begun. Intensivists that were actually not everywhere. So that concept was not there. So we joined Hinduja, and we were 2 of us. So when we started practicing, when we shifted to Navi Mumbai, that time I was carrying my first baby. And then actually, it was very difficult because I had to do the hospital job. And that time we didn't have any doctor below us, like if you call intern, or if you call a junior medical
Senior
officer
doctor, yeah.
to support us. We were one and only one. And that time it was really hard because the hospital has just started. It was the only government hospital in the area of Navi Mumbai. And I used to see about 200, 300 patients. And it used to be from morning till evening, and then all the admissions with no one to assist. And then when I used to go back home, I used to be tired, I used to be exhausted. And he was into private practice, he had joined MGM. But then he was so supportive. Initially, he didn't knew ABC of cooking, But then over a period of time, he learned that through YouTube, seeing the videos, talking to someone, he started helping me in my house, and he started helping me for the other work, domestic work. And then when I delivered a baby, I was like, the maternity leave that time was only for 3 months. Now it's about 6 months, I suppose. That time it was for 3 months. Later on, I called in my parents. Sometime they were with us. My kid, they used to manage for some time. But then after a year, we bought him back. And then that time, actually, most of his childhood days had been spent in the hospital only. Like even then, like it used to be, he used to be in our car. We used to actually leave him to the security. They used to look after him. If there was anything, they used to come and inform us. So everything, his pram, his nappies, his milk bottle, everything, Cerelac and all we used to give that time. No? So everything used to be there, and they used to help us out. And then actually, because I had not wanted to keep him in a creche, or I had not wanted to keep him in any other place because of
Daycare.
the fear that he should not catch up infection and all. So we had managed it that way. The car was his home for some time, and both of us used to alternately come in, go out and watch. And the watchman there actually helped us a lot. And every time, every 2 hours, 1.5 hours, we used to go and see him. That is how then he became, about when he became 3 years old, then he started going to the school. And that time the teachers over there, they knew that both of us are busy. So she somehow came to me. She spoke to me and said, "There's a lady who takes good care of the children." She went and visited the house. She said everything is good. They are very hygienic. They keep the house clean. They manage the children well. So you just try keeping him there, and then that's how we used to keep him for 3 or 4 hours over there. And then and that second kid of mine was born after 7.5 years. But that time
By the
the
time your
elder
elder
one
one
was
is, yeah,
able
sick.
to, yeah, he was, so we used to manage. That time it became little easy for us. And
But
we
still,
had a
ma'am, it
full-time
is
maid for some
when
time.
like it is really superb, like we say, but it is really tough for mothers, like when you're working and you know your
Yes,
baby is in
true.
the car, but still we do
Yes,
best
true.
when we are treating our patients. Amazing, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah,
I would
true,
like
true.
to
Yeah,
know
goes both
one.
ways. Yeah.
Yes, that was superb. Ma'am, what leadership qualities, if you can tell me, you would say ki this should be there in any physician leader or female leader. So, what would be your suggestion or take home for that?
Leadership quality means first is you have to be sincere in your work, because it is what people see in you. It is not what you speak. You have to actually practically do it. You have to be a person. You have to practice what you preach. Otherwise, your preaching will just go like
Yeah.
nowhere. It will be. So
Yes.
you have to actually, practice, and then only the people, they watch you. Then they'll understand you. So one is the sincerity. You have to be sincere. Hardworking always count, and honesty. Honesty actually comes. It takes you a long way. And as far as our branch is concerned, compassion, empathy,
Yep.
resilience also, perseverance also, everything. Actually, these are words to say, but it actually means, and it has to be there in every lady to go ahead. And that has to be reflected by the behavior you put up. And that way
Yes.
you can go, and you have to stick to it. You have to be consistent. Consistency also counts, no? And
Yeah,
that is how
that's
you can propagate. Yeah, that's true.
yes, ma'am. So thank you so much, ma'am, for all your answers. And over to you, Dr.
Thank
Lotika,
you so
for
much.
your next segment. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lotika, you're muted. Lotika, unmute yourself.
So, yeah, sorry. So, that was really very nice and insightful about your journey with the children and balancing all these various roles that you were doing. So, now we move on to another section, which is the medicine of the future. Because we see that artificial intelligence is rapidly entering into the healthcare space. Uh, do you believe that AI can actually strengthen our clinical practice, and where must human judgment remain central?
Yeah, I genuinely believe that AI can genuinely strengthen the clinical practice. It is because, it has entered everywhere. Healthcare is not behind. We always see that every day these days. And actually, what AI does, according to me, is it reduces your guesswork. It helps you come to some particular, like, may not be a final diagnosis if you go for diagnosis, because when you put in the symptoms, you get in so many diagnoses. It may not be the final word, but it reduces the guesswork, and it is going to stay. It actually, it helps us analyze, but the human judgment, whatever it is, will remain. Nobody can replace that. But AI is definitely everywhere. It is just to help us out, but not to replace us. But it has made things easy. When healthcare, we see everywhere. AI is really important, and I must give due credit to it. But I still feel that it cannot completely replace us as doctors in healthcare.
So, with increasing
Yeah.
specialization and dependence on investigations, are we at the risk of losing the art of history taking, clinical examination, and compassionate communication?
Yes, yes. So that is what I see these days in our youngsters and our students. They will just take a short, superficial history, and they will start jumping to conclusions by addressing some of the tests for them. But that is what you are losing the clinical touch this way, that is for sure. Then, if you are not giving enough time to the patient, if you're not examining the patient, if there is no compassion, then you may not be able to do justice. Compassion, empathy is must. And yes, with this, you're losing that. So that should not be lost. We should stick to our roots. We should practice medicine the way it should be with the help of AI. AI is there definitely, and it is going to stay. But then we should not forget our traditional methods of examining the patient. That's what I think.
Yes, of course. That is so true, actually. We should not forget the traditional way of examining, as well as talking and taking the history, as well as, communicating with them in the, whatever simplest ways rather than the newer generation. But looking back at your clinical, academic, and leadership journey, what contribution would you most like the next generation of physicians to carry forward?
So, like the same thing, you have to put contribution from my side, or advice to a new generation from my side is, you have to be honest. At the same thing I'm repeating again and again, but it is what I feel. Like, see, you have to you have to be honest. You have to be hardworking. You have to devote time to your patient, and you keep yourself updated, because every other field is
Yes.
also, it is required in every other field. You have to be updated with what is new, because
Mhm.
science is evaluating, and you have to be in touch with the recent advances. You have to keep yourself updated and practice that. Then only you can advance further. So that everything counts
Yeah.
actually.
Wow, that's just so insightful and nice. Thank you so much, Farah. Now I hand over to Dr. Dr. Ritu for the next segment.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lotika. And ma'am, it's so nice to hear you, because the kind of calm that you bring in, despite of so much of experience and your journey, it's truly very humbling. So now we're
Thank
going
you so
to
much.
rush into so now we're going to enter into a little different format where we're going to have some audience questions for you and some rapid fire
Okay.
as well. So what we do
Okay.
is we have the audience who's hearing us and they have put in some of their questions for us. So I'll just pick two of them and probably throw them to you. One being, what advice would you give a young woman doctor who has the ability to lead but lacks the confidence to accept leadership responsibility? So, like you just said, yes, about the passion and everything, but if you could summarize that for us again.
Yeah. So for a young doctor, like, I would advise her not to shy, not to be shy.
Hmm.
If she is
Hmm.
not by
True.
chance or not able to understand, she should come up. She can always take the help of her
Correct.
senior physicians around, or anybody else. In that case, you open up, you discuss, you can take the advice. That will help, because it's not possible for everyone, and especially at that stage where you're just beginning, you're just coming up.
Right.
You may not be able to think that way, you may not be able to focus that way. So don't shy from taking anybody's advice. You can take everybody's advice. You can sit and discuss and then go ahead, but maintain your qualities as well. Do your work with sincerity. You should dedicate your time towards your patient, definitely. Be sincere and also take the help
Right.
when required. So many things can be solved that way, and then you can move ahead.
Right. Absolutely. More the hands, the better the help. And especially, I love the way you
Yeah,
said earlier also. And
yeah,
I'm so happy to see that Dr. Atul
yeah,
has been your support because while we
yeah,
are
yeah,
in, a male dominated society, a patriarchal society, whatever you may call it,
yeah,
and there is
yeah.
gender bias, but then still there are people who can support you and you can still lead
Correct.
positions,
Yeah,
restart
that's what I
again.
wanted
There's
to
so
say.
many
Yeah,
inspirational,
that's what
yeah,
I
so
said.
many
Like,
inspirational
like,
points.
yeah, that's
Yes,
what. See, there is gender bias, but all of them are not the same. So even in ladies, all
correct.
of us are not the same. We are the vulnerable ones.
Absolutely.
We are the fairer sex, but
Absolutely.
we are also the vulnerable ones. But then we have to grow. We have to grow. We have to come out of that. That is there. And then secondly, like I remember a phrase which says that if you want to go fast, you will be alone later. But if you want to go far, be with
Absolutely.
everyone around. So that is how
Grow
you
with
can do,
everyone.
like youngsters, grow with everyone,
I
grow and
just
let everyone else also grow. Yeah, yeah. Tell me,
I
please.
just got goosebumps. I just got goosebumps
Okay,
because that is
okay.
exactly the entire reasoning behind forming the vibe, where we felt that, we have to rise together.
Mm,
It's not about
yeah,
going to the pinnacle alone, because what are you going to do there
yeah.
alone if you reach there? It's
They
about
are,
being with like minded women, right? Yeah. So
yeah.
that's so nice to hear that from you. And just a quick
And also
question that
one
comes
thing.
in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
No, one more thing, actually you are always a learner. It's not that one
Yes.
you are at one particular place after many years of practice. That's not the end. There are many things
Absolutely.
you still can learn, and
Still
you are
need to learn.
always a learner to understand. Many a times, we have to learn, we have to unlearn, and we have to relearn also. So that we have to understand.
Absolutely.
So that also it is
Absolutely.
like for
That's
everyone, whether you're senior, whether you're junior, it is for everyone. We can
true.
learn from everyone. You should learn to unlearn also and adopt newer things, which is good for you.
Absolutely. And I totally love that. And especially,
Mm,
now that there is a Gen Z, which is completely bringing in so many different things, right from their emotional
yes, yes,
gestures to the way parenting is
yeah,
changing, or, even seniority in
mm,
corporates is changing. So I think everything has so much of potential to be learning unless you have that openness to learn.
mm,
So that's a great point, ma'am.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
a quick question that
mm,
connects with this, you've been uh, a visionary who started the Women's Forum, and you have exactly the vision which we also look at. How are you continuing with that, and how do you see this shaping the future generation of women, these kind of associations like your association or the vibe that we've created? How do you see this shaping the next generation of women doctors?
no, I hold it in high esteem actually. So what you all are doing is wonderful thing, wonderful thing. You're bringing in, you are also doing the same thing. You're bringing in more lady
Yes.
physicians. So this is how we
Yes.
are interacting, and maybe this interaction will take us to another level where we will keep on
Absolutely.
interacting. We may be friends also in future. It may happen. We will build up associations. We will build up relations this way, and we can remain with each
Yes.
other, contributing towards each other. So it will go a long way. It is needed. It will go a
Absolutely.
long way. But definitely, like you have to somehow find out in your busy schedule. Sometimes it becomes difficult. Every time it may
Correct.
not be possible. But at least once in a while,
Right.
you should sincerely try and be together. And is going to go a long way, definitely. And all my best wishes to you all. You're doing a wonderful job, all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's really empowering.
Mhm.
And yes, so in our little way, what we do, ma'am, is that we do our annual event, which we did in March this year, would be coming up for 2027 as well. And like you
Okay,
said, we
okay.
also keep some minor meets, quarterly meets. So we did one on 6th of
Yeah,
June. Now the next one is on 3rd of October.
yeah.
We would really love to meet you
Okay.
soon, whenever you have
Yeah,
time, so that we
lovely.
can, exchange
Mm.
more thoughts and have more and more people get
Shall we?
inspired by you as well. है
Thank you. Thank you
So,
so much. Okay, I will be. Yeah,
one more question that comes in is that in an era of
yeah.
professional pressure, information overload, and physician burnout, how can doctors protect their own physical and emotional well-being? So I think the mental health angle is being brought up here.
Yes, yes, true, true. So because that's what, because total health is not only physical health, it is physical plus mental plus spiritual health. And what we concentrate
Correct.
more is on physical health. We leave aside the
Physical health.
mental part, we leave aside the
Right.
spiritual part. So that is why
Right.
whenever when any patient comes to me, I always counsel them because I am into preventive medicine also, and it makes a huge difference. You have to do your work. There's no way that you will skip your work, then you will not be doing well professionally, academically, like for us. But then you
Absolutely.
have to concentrate on your health, on your personal life as well. So accordingly, you plan at least an hour every day, give to your body. Of course, like even like if I say just going out for a walk, so walking is good for physical fitness, definitely, but then it gives you mental relaxation also. And then while
Right.
you walk, you are more relaxed, you're at ease, you forget things which are bothering you many times. So give time to yourself. And also,
Right.
whatever you like if you like listening to songs, listen to the song make it a point.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
also ease out many tensions, discuss out things. Physician burnout is there for sure, but then there are ways you can come out of that. So that is why you take
To tackle it.
somebody's
Correct.
and tackle it, discuss things, do what you like, so that at least your mind will be diverted and you will get refreshed and recharged again. So concentrate on your health, not only physical, but mental and also spiritual health, and you will go further. You'll be more happier, you'll be more relaxed. So that is how you can manage.
Excellent. Wonderfully put up, madam. Thank you so much. That was very well compiled. That yes, it's
Mm,
amalgamation of all physical, mental, and spiritual health. And yes, the spiritual actually
mm,
works a lot of time. So unless we
yeah,
acknowledge the burnout and do something about it,
yeah,
it's not going to work out. Thank you so
true,
much for
true.
that. So we now jump
Mm,
into the next segment, ma'am. So this is time to switch
mm,
gears where we're going to lighten up a bit. This is actually our signature vibe pulse where we basically ask you quick questions. Demanding quick answers like a typical rapid fire. So you can
mm,
be,
mm.
instinctive and honest and give us anything that comes to your mind within some questions, one word, some questions, one line or more. So shall we start, ma'am?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
please.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me shoot the questions.
Yeah,
Physician,
please.
teacher, physician, teacher, researcher, or leader, which role defines you the best?
At the moment, physician. And physician can be a leader, can be a teacher also, but to the core, it is physician.
Wonderful. So the physician at the core with everything else,
Everything
multitasking.
else, yeah,
Wonderful.
that is, yeah, yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
right.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next, one clinical skill every young doctor must master.
Clinical skill is history taking. Again, I go back to it begins with that. Yeah, history
Be with
taking.
your
Don't leave it.
basics.
Yeah, yeah. Be with the
Absolutely.
basics. True. Yeah, true. Yeah.
One quality that cannot be taught in medical college.
Empathy, compassion, that's not taught. Like, okay, yeah, some of them do speak, but it is not stressed upon, that it has to be
Correct.
there. It
Right.
has to be there in our field in medicine. Empathy is
Absolutely.
important. Yeah,
These are
that's it.
values
Because
that
we
you
are not
can't do
only, we are
without.
taught the
Yes,
science. Yeah, we cannot do without. That's true. Yeah.
correct. Then a mentor who has influenced Dr. Farah
I've
the
already
most.
mentioned a name. Yeah, my PG teacher. There are many actually to say. So the most is my PG teacher, Dr. Mangala Borkar.
Wonderful. Next question,
Thank you.
technology in medicine. How do you see it? Opportunity or challenge?
It is both ways actually. It is an opportunity also and it's a challenge also, because if you see, it is not that no one is 100% right, neither the technology,
Right.
neither the humans. No, even you be
Correct.
humans are not always right. To err is human. Okay, I'm going little lengthy,
Correct.
sorry. But then
Yes, no
technology
problem.
also, if you put something, they will write it that you confirm with your doctor. So they are also not
Correct.
100% like sure that it is right. So technology is an opportunity also, but you have to take it in a way, like you have to, many a times you have to, again verify. Many a times you need to do that. You cannot completely rely on technology, but it is an opportunity. It will assist you. It reduces your guesswork. So it is
Wonderful.
important, of course,
So I
but
think
it cannot be, yeah, totally dependent on. Yeah.
correct. So clearly, the future is artificial intelligence supervised by human intelligence.
Yeah,
In your
yeah,
words, right?
yeah, yeah. True, true, true. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Next
Yeah.
question. One healthcare myth, ma'am, you would like to eliminate. Any one healthcare myth in the audience or in the general public that you feel you should eliminate.
Eliminate myth means actually, there are many myths, but
Meaning
then which
anything,
one
yeah,
to?
anything that you feel. But any particular, like for example,
Hmm.
people feel that diabetes can be cured, as simple as
Yeah,
that they
true.
feel,
I
or
was coming
thyroid
to
can
that
be
only.
cured.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yes,
that's what I was coming to, because some problems are there which is going to stay with you. It may progress also. So don't like just
correct.
going to a doctor once, taking the treatment is not an end to it. You have to follow your doctor,
Absolutely.
and it is not like once you take taken the medicine you can stop it. It's not like that. Some problems are there, and
Absolutely.
they will stay with you. So you have to, it's a myth that going to a doctor, taking the medicine, everything is fine. It's not like that. You have to always consult your doctor and follow the advice. Otherwise, then again, you'll go back to where you had come from.
Correct. I love that, ma'am, because yes, in diabetes care, that is something that we all struggle, that people don't understand the value of, following up. They are lost to follow up most of the times. They
Yeah,
feel, oh,
yeah,
I've
many a
already
time.
3 years, I've been taking the treatment. 3 years back, I showed my doctor.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't understand why
yes,
it is
yes,
essential that every phase of life, every passing season,
correct.
they are gonna experience changes, and so they need to get
Yes,
back.
yes, yes.
So wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
wonderful
true,
to put
true.
back on the board.
Yeah,
Next
true,
question.
true.
Your most memorable professional achievement.
My most memorable professional achievement is when I served as a COVID warrior. No, it was such a tough time
Oh,
actually. So like there was
correct.
so much of uncertainty. There were nobody ready to take up the COVID patients management, and that we were
Right.
seniors that time. Me, my husband, and
Right.
even my son was into this. And actually, we had an option of opting out. Yet the call for duty, and if you say the patriotism for the nation, serving the
Mm,
people, we took up that challenge.
right.
But those days were really horrible. I shudder when I remember those days, in the PPE kits, so difficult,
Right.
three
Absolutely.
layers, difficult to breathe,
Absolutely.
so suffocating. But we did, and finally we could achieve because our outcomes were good. People went home happy.
Yes.
Mortality was comparatively lesser. We did a good job,
Correct.
and that was more satisfying to me. So that is an achievement. I feel that in a pandemic where everyone was afraid of taking up that challenge, we went ahead, we served the society, and we could do good to the society as a doctor. So that was an achievement for me, I feel. That's what I had the
Wow. Lovely.
satisfaction of
Lovely.
serving the people.
Beautifully put that across, and we salute you for your
Thank
commitment
you so
towards the
much.
society, ma'am. Thank you so much. Next question. One
Thank you
habit
so
that has
much.
sustained you through the 36 years of medical practice. Any one habit?
Hardworking and simplicity is there actually. Simple living, I think you may say if you want to, but then I'm totally involved in the hardworking, knowing the subject well,
Wonderful.
and
Yes.
living it. That's good. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Next one. What does women
Thank you.
empowerment mean to you if you have to put it, in a word or a sentence?
So, women empowerment to me is once you are at a position, you should help your juniors overcome their struggles, be good at your work. You should be capable of doing your duties well, but then after achieving your goal, you have to stay at that. It's easy to climb, but it's difficult to stay and maintain that. And at that time, you should help other women physicians or other women doctors to come up, climb, help them to climb the ladder. And you can help many of them actually because your experience definitely counts here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we
And the
have to
last
empower
question,
them in
just for
all.
the film.
empower them in all the ways we can, academically,
That's true.
non-academically, everything comes in that
Correct.
actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. Beautifully said that again. So the
Yeah.
last question, ma'am,
Thank you.
if given a chance and you had to choose an alternate career, which one would Dr. Farah choose? If not a
I
doctor,
would not take
what
any
would you
other
have
chance. My
been?
passion, but my passion is the medicine. Otherwise, then I would have been a good homemaker then too, because I would love to be what I had missed all these years, being with my family to that extent, which I was not
Yes.
able to do. So rest of my days I would like to spend with my family. I would like to be with them everywhere and help them out the in the best possible way I can, you know.
That is
But of
truly
course,
sweet.
medicine is my
And
passion. I want to balance both. I want to.
yes, yes, I understand, ma'am. That is truly sweet. Thank you so much. That
Mhm.
was totally sharp, sincere, and authentic, just like what Vibe stands for.
Thank you.
So thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful answers. Over to you, Kavita, for the closing.
Thanks, Dr. Rukia. So, ma'am, it has been a sheer inspiration to hear from you, learn from your stories. And this afternoon has been amazing just conversing with you. So, we're all,
Thank you so much.
for the closing, we're going to discuss what we picked up and we learned personally from this 1 hour that you have chosen to give us. So, for me, my learning for today is that sincerity, honesty, compassion, resilience, and empathy, all these pillars are the ones that help your patient, help our patients, and help us connect with them better and the community. So, over to Dr. Ritu for her learning.
So I thought I would go last, but however, I will take the opportunity here to say that, ma'am, I'm sure you don't remember me, but in 2007 I was struggling with critical organ failure with dengue when you were my treating physician in Fortis Sterling, which was recently taken
Oh,
up by Fortis, and then I was shifted to
right,
Mulund.
right.
But
Yeah.
yes, my
Oh,
family
okay.
is
So sorry to
absolutely,
hear that.
that's okay. That's okay. But you were very supporting. So I do remember your passion since then. So for everybody, yes,
Yeah.
that's Dr. Farah Ingle for you. Passion continues. I remember you taking rounds even at 3 a.m. for other patients as well. So salute to you,
Mm.
ma'am. I think the passion is the greatest.
Thank you
And
so
of
much.
course, my
Mhm.
takeaway from here would be simplicity in living and continuing to also cater to getting other women along with you. It's not about a journey where you're just trading alone. It's about taking everybody
Yeah,
all together
true.
with you. That's indirect leadership for me. Thank you so much for that. Very
So,
inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Latika, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice. Of course, hard work, sincerity, and the thing of community building, creating a community for people who are new and supporting them. That also was very nice. And balancing and managing your young children and all. It was really, I mean, I don't know how you would have done it because it sounds like leaving the child in the car and all innovative, but yes, I'm
Those
sure
days actually,
you
yeah.
while you were seeing your patients, you still your heart must have been in the car outside that
Yeah,
what if something
yeah,
happens.
yeah,
So
right.
balancing that is really
Yeah.
very creditable that you did that.
Tough
And
days, they were tough days, yeah.
yeah, tough days, I'm sure.
But we
Yeah,
could manage to, yeah.
yeah,
That's true.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, Dr.
So,
Rukia.
Yeah, so hard work and sincerity is, that takes you a long way. I think that remains. And also, like you said, when you want to build this community and when you don't want to be alone at the leadership position and you want to take other women along with you together and simple living. I think, yeah, those have been Dr. Farah Ingle for me. Very hardworking,
Thank
very
you so much.
sincere, and a simple person. Absolutely.
Dr.
Thank you so
Pranjali.
much.
True. Especially her smile and calmness. I can see, in spite of working for so many years, still we can make out your focus, passion, and consistency and your calmness, ma'am. Amazing.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So thank you so much for that, ma'am, and thank you so much, girls. So the last one is that we pose with the signature vibe W and we say be the vibe at the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Be the
Be
vibe.
the vibe.
Be the
Bye.
vibe.
Be the vibe.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
ma'am.
much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Thank
you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much for
Thank you.
giving me
This is
the
wonderful
opportunity to
speaking to
be
you.
here.
Thank you.
We
Nice
really
to be
enjoyed
here.
so much.
Thank
talking
you
to
so
you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I
Thank you,
enjoyed it
ma'am.
too. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Jignesh, we
Jignesh, can we
finished.
stop the recording?